For over a century, humanity has looked at microscopic life through a single, fearful lens. We gave them a name that meant war: germs. In the late 19th century, scientists like Louis Pasteur began isolating the specific bacteria responsible for our most devastating diseases. When researchers like Robert Koch codified how these invisible agents transmitted illness, modern medicine adopted a new primary objective: hunt down and kill microscopic threats. Hospitals became fortresses of sterilization, clinical environments were scrubbed clean, and the discovery of antibiotics gave us weapons to clear infections rapidly. These medical triumphs saved millions of lives, while also creating a biological blind spot. We were conditioned to view all microscopic life as an enemy that had to be eradicated. Zoom in close enough, past a daily meal and beneath the skin, and you'll find the human body is not a sterile fortress. This visualization shows the distribution of cells in our bodies. For every human cell, there's a microbial counterpart, a 1-to-1 ratio scaling to a staggering 100 trillion microbes. That population breaks down into distinct categories: bacteria, fungi, and archaea. Together, this ecosystem has real physical weight, accounting for roughly 3 pounds of an average adult's mass. This turns the old medical paradigm on its head. We are not single, independent organisms, but walking ecosystems, inhabited by the very types of life we once viewed only as enemies. The primary headquarters for this Microbial Alliance is the human digestive tract. Here, the microbiome operates as a chemical factory. It synthesizes vital nutrients, like vitamin B and vitamin K, that our own human DNA does not know how to generate. These microbes also provide physical defense. Through a process called competitive exclusion, beneficial microbes protect us by simply taking up space, crowding out and starving harmful pathogens before they can take root. This schematic shows how the system is fueled. Microbes break down complex dietary plant fibers into crucial chemical signals, known as short-chain fatty acids. These acids are absorbed by the intestinal wall, providing primary energy to reduce inflammation and maintain structural integrity. Without this microscopic workforce processing our food and regulating immune responses, human biology simply ceases to function. In recent decades, modern diets have stripped away complex, indigestible plant fibers in favor of highly processed, easily consumed alternatives. When those fibers disappear from the digestive tract, the 100 trillion microbial partners inside us have nothing left to eat. They begin to starve. To survive, a starving microbiome will turn against its host. The bacteria aggressively detach from the food supply and begin to consume the protective mucus lining of the human gut itself. Stripping away this physical barrier triggers severe inflammation. This internal damage acts as a direct driver of modern metabolic disorders, autoimmune conditions, and inflammatory bowel diseases. The threat is compounded by the indiscriminate use of antibiotics, which wipe out beneficial defenders while leaving behind resilient, impenetrable clusters of harmful bacteria known as biofilms. The modern epidemic of chronic disease is largely an internal collapse. We are starving our microscopic partners, and our bodies are paying the price. Through deliberate observation and mindful choices, this biological damage can be reversed. Halting the consumption of the gut lining requires a specific biological input: complex, natural dietary fibers. When the microbes have plant matter to digest, they leave the host's barriers alone. We can replenish the beneficial bacteria directly by consuming traditional, naturally fermented halal foods like aged cheeses and cultured dairy. Adding indigestible plant proteins to this diet alters the metabolic activity of gut bacteria, actively shifting them back toward producing protective compounds instead of destructive ones. Cultivating and feeding a diverse internal garden builds true health. Attempting to sterilize the body only weakens it. The complexity of the human microbiome reflects a precise, intentional design found throughout the natural world. In the soil, microbes convert nitrogen into nutrients for plants. In the oceans, they break down organic waste to prevent total decay. Within us, they perform a similar role, managing the biological cycles required for our bodies to persist. This points to a principle of stewardship. We have been entrusted with maintaining the delicate balance of this internal ecosystem. Rather than an invisible enemy to be eradicated, These microbes represent a life-sustaining partnership, one that flourishes only when we uphold our part of the balance.